I was looking for the Twitch app. I get a notification on my phone when a thing goes live on the Twitch, but I can't find it. We're also live. Did you know that you can watch us, The American Soundbite, on Twitter? That's right, Twitter. You know, the Twitter, the thing that, President Donald Trump uses? That's Twitter. If you have an account, look up The American Soundbite, and you can find us there. And if you do, well, you'll be one of the few, one of the proud, one of the followers of The American Soundbite. You'll be lucky because, well, all kinds of special things happen on Twitter. And I am currently starting my watch party on the Facebook. See that little popcorn thing, and then it pops up, and then it starts going. And once I confirm that it is indeed running, if any of you guys use that Twitch thing, by the way, it says that I've got a dashboard. It says that I'm running for a couple minutes, but it says it's quiet, too quiet. We'll show your new followers, subs, cheers, raids, hosts, and activities here, but it doesn't show me the actual video. So I'm not really sure what that means. I don't know how. Heck, I don't get the Twitch. So it does look like the video is live on the Twitch. If you happen to be a Twitcher, a Twitched. If you happen to utilize the application known as Twitch, otherwise known as a revenue stream for Amazon.com, and you have any insights into how it works or how it flows or how it goes or how it anything, it doesn't give you the title. It just says The American Soundbites mobile stream live. It doesn't say what it's about. Even, maybe I don't have to type in the title. Oh well. So anyhow, most of us, guys my age, you included, we're more of the Facebook generation. Well, actually, it was created for kids in college who, well, were really our kids, but we took it over and they left, and they all went to things like Twitch and Snap Dougal or whatever, and anywhere that we're not. By the way, I have said this before, but I do in the mornings. I drive to Inn, and this Inn is a really good place to go to get coffee. If you look at it at the bottom of the screen there, coffee. Yeah. See, the reason that it's really good is, well, it's coffee. And coffee, for the most part, is the same no matter where you get it, unless you go to that place with the mermaid on the label, because, that's bitter and burnt and just, ugh. But anyhow, anywhere else, you go to get coffee, it's coffee. But when you go to Dunkin', it tastes the same, but it comes in an extra large. Look at this. You get this much coffee, not just this much, certainly not this much, and not like the European this much. You get this much. This is an American-sized coffee for an American appetite and, well, American needs here at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. All right, before we start going, boy, have you looked at the stock market this morning? Yeah, well, there's ups and downs. We're due for a down day, and as long as you're not selling today and you weren't buying yesterday, then it's good. But if you bought yesterday and you're selling today, then you're kind of screwed. If you sold yesterday and you're buying today, those are the things that, are worth the thinking. And that's how you make money. But this isn't a conversation about the stock market. In fact, hey, Dan, welcome Today, we got a show that's called It's Your Fault, and we're about to start it. So here we go. I have to hit a bunch of buttons. You are listening to The American Soundbite, a podcast that features common sense thoughts of an everyday American. This is the start of the most valuable 10 minutes of your day. So congratulations on joining us. I'm certainly glad you're here for the conversation. Hey, before we get started, I'm sure that you can think of some friends, maybe some coworkers, probably some family members that, well, they need a little bit of help. And if you let them know that you start your morning by listening to the American Soundbite because it gets your brain juices flowing, gives you something to think about throughout the day, and probably some conversational pieces to use at the water cooler or the coffee pot, or maybe even the Zoom meeting if you're still working out at home. If they listen to it, they're going to be even better, I promise you. So let them know on social media that you start your day by listening and that they should too. You're going to benefit more than they do. So you know all that crap that's going on in society today? The protests, the riots, the police brutality, the crappy media that we have, the governmental issues, even the virus. You know that Rona that's going around? Well, it's your fault. And I'm not kidding. It really is your fault. Well, maybe not the virus, but certainly the way that we've reacted to it and the way that just society operates in general today. You know, the whole, it's not my fault, it's somebody else's fault, somebody needs to take care of me culture. Yeah, that's your fault. Well, it's our fault, but it's your fault. And you might be saying, what in the hell are you talking about, Dave? It's not my fault. I didn't create these people. I didn't educate them. I didn't raise them. I didn't nothing. How could it be my fault? Well, let me tell you why it's your fault. It's your fault because this problem didn't start 3 weeks ago. This problem didn't start 3 years ago. This problem started when, well, if you're close to my age, it pretty much started when we were in college. Do you remember back then? There were definitely rules. There were rules that we had to follow. And while most of the time we tried to avoid the police because, well, we knew that they had authority and we had none, we still respected them. If a cop pulled up to us and told us to, stop and drop on the floor and put our hands out above our heads, we didn't say, what the fuck you talking about, man? I know my rights. We pretty much stopped and fell to the ground and threw our hands up above our heads, and we did whatever we were told. But there were people. You know who they are. You know who I'm talking about. There were people who back then started saying, I'm not going to listen to that BS. I can take that guy. I don't care if he's got a gun on his hip. Well, that was the beginning of it. The beginning of the me culture. The beginning of the attitude in America that we need the government to take care of us because, well, if Johnny over there has one of those briefcase cell phones in class, in college, well, that's no fair. I need one of those. And today it's not, I need to go out and work my ass off so that I can afford a $12,000 bag phone that I can carry around with me so that everybody looks and says, ooh, he's spending $4.95 a minute to make a phone call. In today's culture, everybody says, well, if you have it, then I should get it too. And for whatever reason, that has permeated culture, and people believe that they deserve, without working, the American dream. But let me remind everybody who's watching what the American dream is. The reason that thousands, tens of thousands of immigrants come to America to live every year. Millions of people around the world dream of living in America so that they can achieve literally the American dream. The American dream isn't that you come here and you get to live in the lap of luxury. It's not. The American dream, quite simply, is that in America, each and every person, regardless of your race or your gender or your sexuality or your marital status or your class or anything else, everyone in America has the right to work as hard as they choose to work to achieve what they want out of this world. That's right. The American dream is that we all have the right, that nobody can stop us from working our asses off and becoming something if we want to. Believe it or not, in most countries, I've traveled all over the world, in most countries, there is a hierarchical class system that's based on, well, your bloodline. It's based on who you marry. It's based on your skin color. It's based on your ethnicity. It's based on all kinds of things. In most countries, in a lot of countries around the world, there is a class system that's set up. And based on who you are in society determines what kind of a job you can have, what kind of an income you can make, where you can live. Those things happen in most countries around the world today. People think there's discrimination here. Go travel to almost any other country in this world. And I'm not saying go to the tourist areas, go to the freaking, the resort and stay within the walls of that. Actually go to any country, meet the people, talk to them, learn about how they live. Find out whether they have running water or not, because depending on who they are, in a lot of countries, they don't get it. In America, we have the right to become anything that we want. We can choose our own destiny, but we have to be willing to work. We have to be willing to work harder than anybody around us. We have to be willing to ignore the people that are going out and playing on their boats or out riding their bikes or taking the week off or getting on a jet or doing all those other things that they're out there playing and enjoying the fruits of their labor. We need to put our nose to the grindstone and get to work, and we can achieve whatever it is that we want in this world. That, ladies and gentlemen, that is the American dream. Immigrants that come to this country, you know who they are, you know where they work, you know the businesses that they own. They come and they work 18, 20-hour days. They have their entire family working in their businesses, and they work their asses off. They don't go on vacations. They don't buy expensive cars. They have tiny little homes because they're working towards the American dream. They are amassing wealth. They're putting it in the bank rather than spending it to keep up with the Joneses, because they know that one day they can save all that money, and as they save it, it continues to be yours. The government doesn't come and take it. Taxes are another story, but in some countries, once you've saved a certain amount of money, the government comes in and says, yeah, you're not allowed to have that. It's ours. And they take it away. Those things don't happen in America. We are free to choose what we want to do. We are not free to get all kinds of crap because somebody else has it. We can work really hard. We can take risks. We can fail and get up, dust our knees off, and keep going and achieve something that those around us have not achieved. We can get things as a reward for our hard work. But it takes hard work. It takes sacrifice. It takes a lot of failure to be able to realize the American dream. And people that have grown up in America, unfortunately, The generation that we raised, they don't get it. Maybe we gave them too much. Maybe we worked too hard and we gave them too many things, so they assume that they should just always have it. But it appears that this generation assumes that government should just give them everything. They don't realize that government doesn't produce anything. They don't realize that government doesn't have anything. In order to give you $1, this is a literal fact. In order to give you $1, the government has to collect 100 tax dollars to net you $1. Because the $99 goes to administrative costs and personnel throughout that entire bureaucracy to pay for that $1. The reality is that you are free in this country to work your ass off. Nobody's going to tell you to stop working. Nobody's going to tell you not to work 20 hours a day. Nobody's not going to tell you not to work 7 days a week. Nobody's going to stop you or prevent you from being successful. There will be a lot of obstacles, a lot of things that you have to overcome that feel like they're too much, they're insurmountable, that they are stopping you from being a success. But it's the people who continue to push through that truly become successful, because it's in our failures that we grow the most. It's in our failures that we create new opportunity. It's in overcoming those struggles where most people quit and we keep going that the Oracles and the Amazons and the Teslas survive and thrive. In America, we have a society that is amazing because we are free to create whatever we want, and nobody's going to stop us along the way. But we have to realize that we don't live in a society where the government takes care of us, where the government protects us from, well, germs, where the government gives us what we need. In America, when we need something, we can go out and we can get it. It's going to be hard work. It's going to be difficult. It may be, what's the word when it makes you feel bad? It may be that. But if you work hard, you can achieve anything that you want. And that's the American dream. And people have forgotten that. We've done a horrible job teaching the next generation that the American dream is that we're free to work our asses off, to get beat up, to kick our own asses, but to keep going, to push through it and to become a success. And once we're a success, we can enjoy the fruits of our labor. But it takes a lot of long, hard work to get there. There are no handouts. Nothing's free. Nothing good is free. And nothing that's free doesn't come without. Everything that's free comes with a huge amount of, well, expense, cost of your own freedom, of your own will, of your own, well, ability to make choices for your own life. So it's your fault, it's my fault, because of the fact that we haven't taught this next generation that the American dream is that we're free to work our asses off. The American dream is that we're free to get our hands dirty, to get down in the dirt and create something that doesn't exist, to fight through all the odds and become a success. It's not about getting things handed to you. It's about creating something, because that's when you really value it. It's not too late to change it, but it's a huge uphill battle. We, all of us here, need to bond together. We need to start setting an example. We need to start explaining to these people that the government isn't here to give to us, to protect us, or to do whatever we tell them to. The government really shouldn't be here much at all. We're here to take care of ourselves, to lead our own lives, to set our own destiny. And, well, it's our jobs to teach the next generation that. We've done a horrible job, and that is our fault. But we can fix it. All we got to do is, well, start working on it right now. You have been listening to the American Soundbite. This is a podcast that features common sense thoughts of an everyday American. The last 14 minutes have absolutely been the most valuable 10 minutes of your day, so congratulations on joining us. You being here and being part of the conversation is really what makes it worthwhile. Hey, if you enjoyed the content, the topics, what I talked about today, click that like button. Let me know that you like what it is we're doing so that I'm encouraged to keep doing it. If you didn't like it, or if you did like it, or if you have any kind of even snide remarks to make about it, find the comment box and type them in there. I do read them all, and it does help me change the program for the better. While you're at it, right next to that like button, that's the button to share the episode with your friends, your family members, and your coworkers on social media. Let them know that they really need the American Soundbite. Thanks a lot for listening. I hope you have a great day, and God bless. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap of our show. I just ended the live podcast on the Spreaker app, which also goes to places like iHeartRadio, to Apple iTunes, Apple iTunes, to Google Podcasts, to, well, basically anywhere that you listen to podcasts. You have the ability to download the American Soundbite. And I encourage you to do that and to let all of your friends know that the American Soundbite, whether you're watching the video live or you're listening to any of our recordings, we've got 10 or 15 episodes that are in the can ready for you to listen to right now. And, well, you can listen to them while you're driving or while you're riding your bike or while you're jogging down the street or whatever it is that you do. You can listen to the American Soundbite podcast on your phone or whatever device it is that you use to listen to podcasts. So I encourage you to do that, well, early and often.